I'm usually not the person to tell you, I told you so, but actually on the 26th of December of last year, in my top 3 stocks to buy for 2020, the stock that we are talking about was at $51. And even before that, on the 24th of October, I told you after the Q3 earnings, this looks like a monster opportunity for this stock. It's super cheap, where it was around $49, $50 per share. And now, after the Q4 earnings, just after the day after the earnings, the stock raised 17%. And also the stock is hovering somewhere around 56. So you could make a real good gain here if you would just listen. Now, think about robots. If you think about robots, especially house robots or robots in general, then maybe you think C-3PO from Star Wars.
Oh my. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. No, please don't get up.
Or maybe you think about the new house robot by Samsung launched on the CES 2020, Bali.
Goodbye, Bali.
But actually the company iRobot produces and manufactures and designs and develops house robot to clean your house or to mop your floor or to cut your grass. Yes, they are your biggest friend at the household tasks, and also they clean themselves, they charging themselves, and they also scan your whole home to know where to go and where not to go. Now, this sounds great, but not only great as it is, but also the founder is still as the CEO, which I always prefer when I invest in stocks, and also they are market leader in house robots or house cleaning robots. So let's talk about iRobot.
Wolf of Dubai.
Now, what I want to do very first with you to look into this stock, because where we came from and why I thought this is a huge value in the company is actually when we look into the chart. Now let's look into this week. So in this week, as you can see, the numbers came out and the stock went about 17% up just after the earnings release. The Q4 that we will talk a little bit later in this video was absolutely stunning. And if you are looking back in the 1 year chart, you see that the stock was back in April 2019 at $130 per share. And this means that until around, let's say, November, the stock lost more than 60%. And this is how you clicked on this video when you saw this beautiful designed thumbnail. And knowing now that I have foreseen that the stock bounced back, maybe you should consider to subscribe. Now, on the other hand, you know, when I saw this, there was 2 things that really jumped into my eye. First of all, they had a market cap, or sitting around the market cap of $1.59 billion. This is almost the same amount, a little bit more than they do in revenue. So the PS ratio is really interesting. The PE ratio for such a growth stock and such a market leader in robotics is actually at only 90. Now this sounds, hey, there are companies out there that was 12 or 13, yes, but in this market where we are flooded with money, this PE is still considered, or should be considered, to be cheap. Now, if a stock goes from 130 to, 50 or 48, 55, then you see they lost 60% of their value. So imagine the following. If you have a stock that was 100, okay, $100 per share, and it dropped to 50, it lost 50% value. Now, if this stock goes just up to 75, so still not at 100, but at 75, then it grow 50. and if it will go up from 50 to 100, then actually you have 100% gain, and it's still the same amount that it was before, and therefore it's such a beautiful thing to find this bounce back companies after good numbers, after good stories, and the story is really there with iRobot. And let's dive into the Q4 earnings. So actually, the Q4 earnings were quite impressive. Now, if we are looking, they had earnings reported by 70 cents versus 42 cents expected. So almost double the earnings per share as the market expected here, though a little bit less than the year before, which was at around 84 cents. And this represents actually 66% surprise here. And a quarter ago, the robotics technology company actually posted 54 cents per share earnings, and which was 129% surprise. So you can see here, this company keeps on surprising the market after the earnings, and there's also other financial highlights to this company in this quarter, or on also the fiscal year of 2019. So the revenue grew 11%. Now you have to think, now 11% is, let's say, good, but for a growth stock or a growth company, this is, you know, on the lower range. If you are thinking about Amazon with 30% or Tesla with 50%, but think about trade war. Trade war was very, very affecting this company because they had so many things produced in China, brought to the US and sold it there. So they was very, very affected. That's why also the company stock went drastically down. But now it's the chance of reboots to older levels. And if the stock went up, will go up to $100 or $130 per share, this will be absolutely amazing. So we talked about the market cap that is currently at $1.6 billion. Now this company, iRobot, did just in the last year, 2019, $1.2 billion revenue. So you see the PS ratio is absolutely insane for this company. And they saying that actually the revenue driver was their new product, the Romba, which is their main product for them, i7 series, and also they got a new robot, the Brava family, and they also surpassed 100 million, which was like a milestone for this company, $100 million revenue just for this product family. And this is great because, you know, I think when you look into companies, you should also look into products and products upcoming for this company. And if you see that this new product already almost steering 10% of the overall revenue and growing over time, this is absolutely beautiful. And this gives us potential to grow in the next couple of months. Now, obviously, the trade war impacted the operating income. We see approximately $17 million operating income versus almost double in 2018. So the trade war really impacted this company in terms of income. Moreover, what is also beautiful about this company, they have $256 million in cash. This is 1/5 of their revenue or yearly revenue. This is really a good ratio here, and they growed it from about $160 million in December 2018. Moreover, the founder and CEO also told us in the earnings call that actually they had a really strong sales on Amazon. The Prime Day was one of the best ever, and they sold out also products from their product family that, you know, for Christmas it was apparently a very interesting gift. So the question really is here, what comes next for iRobot? Now, iRobot will definitely innovate its product line, which will be the most important thing. Now, on the CES 2020, the Consumer Electronic Show in Las Vegas, the biggest event for such products, actually the Romba S Plus 9 won the CES 2020 Innovation Award in the robotics category. So this shows you that they really make the best home cleaning robots. Also, the CFO is going out of the company. So the new CFO will be Julie Seiler. She was the vice president of finance, so being replaced and everything planned. The old CFO stays as an advisor for the company. And also the most important thing will be the stock price, because I think the stock price will have now an additional push forward with this 17% just after earnings day. Now let's see in the next couple of months how the stock can really go further and really recover, maybe even to these levels that we saw in April 2019. This would be absolutely insane. And just before we leave this vlog, obviously we will look into the numbers of the 2020 outlook, which is also impressive for this company. So they are awaiting a revenue for 2020 of about $1.35 billion, a gross profit, and here you see how profitable this company is, actually 523. So the profit margin on the robotics are really good and impressive here. The operative income will be around 75 million, and the earnings per share for the whole year will be expected between 1.7 to 2.3 dollars per share. And therefore, let's see how this company further develops. I'm definitely put some updates here on this channel on very daily basis.